Alrighty. So this is my first ever video for the Clutch Factor talk show. This will be about Super Bowl 60, my predictions, and I will be talking about what my channel will be like going forward, because this is my first video. I'm gonna start off with how my channel will be, and then we'll go into Super Bowl 60. First, I want to start with saying I'm gonna be talking about mostly the NFL, and college football and college basketball and NBA in that order. NFL the most, college football right below it. Probably talking about mostly the SEC, then the Big Ten, and then maybe the Big 12 and the ACC. The ACC to me is the most irrelevant conference out of those four, out of the Big Four conferences, in my opinion, that are around today. College basketball, I will be keeping up with too. I feel like it's harder to keep up with. I do watch it all the time. As you can tell, big Auburn fan. That's my team, every sport. In NBA, I'm going to talk about the least. Probably only when something big happens, like the trade deadline that just happened at the time I'm recording this. Anyway, I'll probably be talking about the big stories in the NBA, because I used to be a big fan of the NBA, but not anymore, because I think I fell in love with it. At the time I fell in love with the NFL, the NBA started getting lower on my list of sports. I'm a big NFL guy. I think my first NFL game I ever watched was Super Bowl 56. That was my first game live, which is kind of disappointing. That was only a couple years ago, but I'm a big fan. I'm a big Auburn fan, one of the biggest. I go a bunch of games a year, and I'm excited for this upcoming season of the Gaulish. Okay, now I'm only going with my predictions for Super Bowl 60. Right out the gate, I'm going to say I think the Seahawks are going to win. I personally want the Patriots to win. I see three scenarios for the Super Bowl. The first one, I see the Seahawks handling business out the gate. I personally don't want that to happen. I always want the Super Bowl to be close. Doesn't matter who I'm going for. I want the Super Bowl to be close because it's the biggest game of the year for every sport. You know, everyone's watching this, and people so many companies or film companies use this to market their projects, because this is that big of a game. And so I think I want it to be a close game, because it should always be a close game. But I think the Seahawks could just handle business. I also could see another scenario, which it's a very close game, where the Seahawks could maybe just squeak it out or run away with it at the end, maybe win by 10. I can see that. And then there's the last scenario, which I think is the smallest chance of happening, with the Patriots winning. Now, I predicted the Patriots to win before the playoffs started. I had my bracket ready. I've only missed two games in my bracket. I had the whole AFC side right. I had the Niners going second round and beating the Seahawks. Horrible take. That was horrible. And I also had the Rams making it to the Super Bowl. They lost. That sucked. I will say this. I think the Patriots have a chance because their defense is good, and on the right day when their offense is playing good, they can win any game they want. The problem is the Seahawks have the best defense, in my opinion, in the country. In my opinion, I mean, it's not just opinion, it's fact. Most Super Bowl or just championship winners in any sport because in any sport has to have a good defense. Now, you still need to have a good offense, of course. Like Auburn had a great defense this year, but the offense is horribly managed. That's why we didn't win a bunch of games. But the Seahawks have a maybe the most underrated offense in the country with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, to me, is a top 10, maybe even a top 5 quarterback. He does throw a lot of picks. He does throw turnover once in a while. But I personally think the Seahawks will win. I think Sam Darnold will win Super Bowl MVP. I don't think anyone on the defense will win. I think Tariq Woolen will be pretty good in the Super Bowl. I don't think he'll win MVP. DBs never will. Never do. Sorry. I don't think anyone on the D-line for the Seahawks will win. I think you have to have a great stat line to win Super Bowl MVP, like Von Miller in Super Bowl 50, because he handled that game. It sucks to say. I wanted the Panthers to win that game. Looking back on it, of course, I didn't watch it live, but Von Miller handled that game. Like Peyton Manning was, weird to say, but he was a game manager that game. At the end of his career, he wasn't, Peyton Manning. He was a game manager. Like I wouldn't say Brock Purdy because his arm wasn't that good anymore. Like you need to have that type of stat line on the Seahawks D line to be Super Bowl MVP. So that's why I think it's going to be Sam Darnold, because I think he'll throw, if I were to make a prediction right now, I think he'll throw 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, maybe 1 pick. And that's my prediction right there. Now, my prediction for the Patriots, I think Drake May will play like a semi-all-right game. I think he'll throw 2 touchdowns, but throw 2 interceptions, though. I think that defense will get to them. I'll say he'll have 2 turnovers because he might fumble. I think the D-line's the Seahawks D-line's pretty good. So my final prediction for the Super Bowl will be 27. Pretty steep. I'm going to say 24-17 Seahawks. I think 24-17. 24-17 is my prediction. Seahawks win Super Bowl 60. Boom. Whew. So that is my full analysis for Super Bowl 60. Hope you all enjoyed. A lot more content like this will be produced on this channel. I'll see y'all later.